Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Media Chop Up Podcast. I'm your boy Serge, aka Serge Rilla, and I'm joined by my brother from another mother,
Rick.
Rick the Ruler. Rick the Ruler. What's
Hey,
up, brother?
hey.
Welcome
Ch-
back.
chilling, man. Chilling. What's going on?
Nice, not much, man. I'm excited. This episode 2, is called Movie Did You Know Gems?
All right.
And
Sounds like a Star Wars series, episode 2.
they got everything's gonna go on forever, bro.
I know.
Forever, forever. I fell off, but that's just me. But yeah, so this episode's about a lot of things that go on behind the scenes during the making that you don't know about. There's a lot of this. Sometimes there's so much going on, whether it be budgets or scheduling or injuries and stuff like that, and all that stuff plays a role. They have very tight schedules. They rent out places for a certain amount of time, and every day they have to capture the light and so on and so on. So very tight schedules, and a lot of things go on behind the scenes that we may never know about, or we do if we do some research or if we buy the behind the scenes. My question to you is: before it was all about buying the DVDs so you can get the behind the scenes. Now,
Hmm.
now people are streaming. That means no more behind the scenes, no more artwork, none of that.
Not necessarily, because now with the whole digital world, everything is digitized. Everybody has cell phones with cameras and stuff like that. You get more behind the scenes than you did before because you can't really hide the way they used to before unless you're building like this big indoor set. If you're filming outside and people look out their window, bam, behind the scenes, bam.
Yeah, that's some. You gotta be rich to watch behind the scenes stuff like that. But I mean, I feel like now if you want some behind the scenes footage,
Mm,
there's two ways:
okay.
catch it on TV on one of these networks where they're talking about that character or that movie, or um, actually physically type it in on YouTube, knowing what you're looking for. Like if you,
Okay.
like I caught once a documentary about Sylvester Stallone, which was amazing. The Rocky, about the whole Rocky series, and you hear that stuff, it blows your mind, man, because that stuff wasn't supposed to happen. It was against all odds, and it was poetic that the story of Rocky is about a true underdog, and that's basically his whole life. His whole life, he was an underdog, and he defeated all odds. And in all honesty, man, especially in Hollywood, um, people tend to just revert back to what's always been done. So if you're gonna change things, you're gonna have to really be a pioneer, and you have to stand up, and you may fall flat on your face, or you may get lucky and change things. Sylvester Stallone was one of those guys. He changed things, bro. Fighting was different. Fighting movies was different when he came
Mm,
into the picture. Which I give him a lot of credit for, but
right.
that's not this or that. So yeah, man. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna talk a little bit about. We're gonna start off with my guy, Mr. Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Are you a fan of Tom Hanks?
I love Tom Hanks, man.
His
Great
acting
fucking guy.
prowess?
I love his movie. Yeah, he's damn talented individual.
He definitely is, man, and he seems like a very humble guy, man, and that makes me respect you even more.
Right.
So the two movies we're gonna talk about. Well, let's start off with the first one, Saving Private Ryan. You remember that movie? Steven Spielberg directed
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. One of the
So
best war movies, man.
absolutely, I remember when it was in the movie theater, I was just like really taken in by the beauty. It sounds weird to use that word, but like, the way it was filmed, like
Right. The
you,
cinematography.
the cinematography was amazing. It was realistic. It was hard to watch. It was a lot of things, and there was a lot of stars in it. And it wasn't
Hmm.
like people were fighting for screen time. It was just this is the goal. You're watching it, but I got a juicy little tidbit that I thought was interesting, and it helped with the filming.
Uh huh.
So you have all these different stars, right?
Right.
Obviously Tom Hanks. You have who else do we have? I should have wrote down all the names of all the people.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah, which is kind of weird because he kind of like he's not a big, he doesn't play a big role. He's not doing a lot of
Right. Right.
talking.
Exactly.
He's
It was
another
early in
coach.
his career.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was pretty early in his career. He wasn't doing Fast and Furious. He was.
No, he wasn't. I guess not. Right?
Yeah.
Matt Damon's in it. Tom
Right.
Sizemore,
Hmm.
which by the way, Tom Sizemore, the director, Steven Spielberg had to literally go to him directly and was like, "Listen, I choose you. I want you to be in this movie. But he had a drug problem, and
Oh, really?
he said we can't have you, messing around with this movie. So I personally am gonna test you throughout randomly. So
Interesting.
he did that, and he was clean. And I remember later on, he was on some reality show talking about his addictions and stuff like that. And he was in a lot of things. He was in Heat with Pacino and De Niro, right? He's
Interesting. I
had
didn't know that.
he's had a lot of roles in big movies. So I think it was a thing where he got so big so fast that he was just like living the life. He's in Hollywood. He just
He didn't
doing.
get too big. I don't know who the hell he is. Which guy
Yes,
is he?
yes, you do. Look him up. Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
Let me.
Let
Yeah,
me
look
take a
him up.
quick look.
Tom
Yeah.
Sizemore. I think it's
It's,
Seiz.
oh, I see him.
Yeah,
Let me see
you've
his
seen him in a
face.
bunch of movies.
Maybe.
I think he was in True Romance as well.
Oh, okay. I know this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. See,
Smack myself silly.
that's
He
what I'm
could do one
saying.
of those Italian moves on me and smack me across my fucking face for being disrespectful to the guy.
He will. He probably will. But the point is that he's in so many movies. You've seen him.
Yeah.
You know who he is. You just didn't recognize his name. So, like, listen, is he leading? Is he a leading man? No, but
Mhm.
is he important enough to have in all these movies, and he's versatile enough to play all these different roles? Yeah, yeah. So that was a important piece of information. I was surprised.
I actually
And
liked him. I liked him in Private Ryan.
yeah,
I like,
absolutely. So Steven Spielberg obviously realized the seriousness of this movie and the story he wanted to tell, and it's based on a true story. And
mm,
he told him, like, listen, I don't want this movie to be half-assed. I want everything to be real. I want you to be at one with your gun. I want you to truly, truly look like a soldier. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go to boot camp. So he sent all these guys to boot camp for 6 days. Normal soldiers boot camp is for 4 months, so 6 days in comparison
it's nothing.
doesn't seem like nothing, but it's fucking hell. It's hell. So
I
six
mean,
days is 6 days, bro. You are in the cold mud, sleeping. No, and you're waking up at the crack of dawn at random times. They truly break you down on purpose because they want you to be tough in all conditions. So they have these soldiers that are breaking you down, man, and they're on you. And think about it, it's Tom Hanks, it's Vin Diesel, it's all it's Tom Sizemore, it's all these people who are in that movie who never been there, who are not soldiers, So this
right.
this is shell shock for them, So Matt Damon was like, I'll pass, I'll pass.
He
So
said, "Not on my watch."
so they tried to convince him, he decided not to. So the guys were pissed off. The guys were like, "Yo, why are we going through this hell?" Oh, and not to mention, they got to a breaking point where they had Tom Hanks speak on behalf of all of them, and um, he contacted the director and said, "Listen, I have a lot of respect for you, but this isn't for us. We are at a breaking point. I'm speaking for all the men." And he was like, "Listen, I understand. I want you truly to embrace these roles. I want you to become at one with your guns and be able to know how to reload on the move. It's all going to translate on the screen. We need this. Okay, please
Right.
respect me enough to do it." And they said, "I'll talk to the guys," and they agreed. And it came out great. Obviously, so when Matt Damon came in, if you remember right, Matt Damon was the brother that they were pulling out. So
Right.
their job was to go through shit, go through the hell, and and try to get to him wherever he was. Because no, they were like, "Yeah, I think he's over there." Like they were just moving around looking for him, asking different quadrants. So have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy? Because people move. These groups move, and so on film you can tell like all the soldiers are like, fucking guy. Like the resentment showed on the screen, and it actually works to it actually works with the movie because if you think about it, these guys are risking their lives to get him out of this war zone because the family's pulling him back because his brother died, and
Yeah, it was actually based on true events that I think at that time a lot of families were losing like their entire siblings, all brothers, sisters, everything. So I think it was some kind of law that went into effect that if you're an only child, like you can't go off to war. And he had like 4 or 5 brothers in that movie, and 4 of them died, and he was the last remaining one.
Mhm.
So they made this mission to get him out of there, to get him to the family. They were tired of sending American flags back home, and people were just losing their whole freaking generation. That's it. The lineage, the legacy gone. Their whole family dying in war.
Actually, that's exactly what happened. Well, um, so I have two of my uncles there. The twins, not identical, but
Hmm.
they were both in Vietnam, and both of them signed up, and then one of them realized, yo, this isn't for me.
Hmm.
So they ended up once the one brother went home, the other brother realized, I just signed up. Shit, man, I don't want to be in this anymore.
Hmm.
But there was a lot of that going on. Like, listen, war is real, bro. My father was in Vietnam, and I don't. I chose not to be in that position. I respect people who are putting their lives on the line,
All right.
big time, big time. I have a respect for that, but I chose not to.
Right.
You know,
Um, Keeping with Saving Private Ryan from, and the character or the actor Jeremy Davies, the skinny dude, the one that was supposed to be like the German translator and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
It's funny
He's
because
been in a lot of things.
yeah, there's a scene in the movie where he's asking about griping, and Tom Hanks is explaining to him how the gripes go up. You gripe to me, I
Yeah,
gripe to
yeah.
my superior, right? And he said, what would you tell him, right? What would you tell your superior? Like saying about the mission, like it's it deserves his best efforts, that and the third. And he says, how you really felt about it? He said, I think it's Fubar. He said, what's Fubar? It's
Yes.
German, right? And he looked at the German dictionary, and he's like, there's nothing in here that says Fubar. Do you know what Fubar means?
Fucked up beyond all recognition or something like that.
That's right. Yeah, and they don't say that in the movie. Just my friend, I have friends that are in the army. They talk about that all the time.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, fucked up beyond all recognition.
I can't believe I remembered that.
Hmm.
I've heard it somewhere and it's stuck. But this is just FUBAR. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's definitely classic. So did they coin that phrase in that movie?
No, it's a military
Okay.
phrase. Like they have a whole bunch of acronyms in the
No,
military,
but
man. Like
no, what I'm saying is that is the first time that saying
no.
made it on the screen?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, yeah. Because
But the
sometimes certain movies are like big on, like they made a big impression, and it was very real, and they'll even adopt a lot of these things from hanging out with the soldiers. They'll learn from them, and they'll put it in the movie, and it'll make it even better. It's more of a personal touch,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, man, great movie, man. Great director. I'm glad um they went through that boot camp. I'm a firm believer in anything on the most things on film. If you want to keep it, if you want it to be realistic, you should go all the way. You know,
Hmm.
we'll go on and talking about other people here that they have a crazy dedication to their craft, and it excels on the screen. It really shows, and I love that. I hate half-assedness. You know,
Right.
but so next we have also Tom Hanks in the movie Forrest Gump. And let me see what we got here. Um, Funny little thing. Let's see. I don't know if you knew this. He wasn't paid for this film. Instead, he took percentage of points, which ultimately netted him in the region of $40 million. How crazy is that, bro? He decided when they gave him the script. First of all, that Forrest Gump script, I would have loved to have read it because that Forrest Gump covers so much. I actually didn't see it in the movie theater. I caught it on VHS, and I
Right.
was just like, "Why have I never heard of this movie before? This movie is crazy." Think about it. Forrest Gump did accomplish so much. He was ping pong champion. He was in Vietnam. He stayed
He
Lieutenant
said,
Dan.
you
He,
say it like he was an actual
he,
character. He's like Forrest Gump accomplished so much in his
no,
life, man.
he
He
didn't know.
was a decorated soldier, a freaking world class ping pong.
That is.
He's a fictional character, brother.
That is Tom Hanks. That's Tom Hanks' body double. Like I don't know. Like
Body double.
it's a crazy story, bro. Nonetheless,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's a crazy story, and you come along for the ride.
yeah.
They got a restaurant which I enjoy. It's in Times Square. Have you been to it, Bubba Gump's?
No, I've seen it in Florida though. He had a
Bro,
really big one in Orlando.
you gotta go.
Mm.
I've been there a few times. As soon as you go in there, it's all Forrest Gumped out. Everything that's in the movie
Hmm.
is in this place, and then they're asking you trivia. The waiters, they give you your
Hmm.
food in a bucket with like a paper to like they make it as real as possible, so you feel like you're on a shrimp boat,
Right.
and it's fun. So I remember taking Julia there on a date, and I don't know if she watched the whole movie, but like she didn't. She's like, I don't remember everything, but she was kind of cheating because since the whole place is Forrest Gumped out, the
Oh,
waiter
they got tidbits.
they would ask her a question and she goes, let me think on it, and then she's like looking at everything, reading everything, and then she got the answer, and I was like, yo, I'll give
Mm.
you credit for being so hungry to find that answer, but you cheated. You
I like what
cheated,
you did there.
you know.
Restaurant hungry. I see what you did there. Pun intended. Pun intended.
Yeah. So I mean, and for him to choose not to get paid and man and get a percentage of
That's always a smart move. When you believe in a project, man,
that's
that's
it.
the best way to go.
Yeah, absolutely, and it netted him $40 million. They wouldn't have paid him $40 million.
No.
Not
20 million was max at that time.
bro. Have a nice day. T-shirts were invented on
Yeah. It's true.
or
Forrest Gump, he's
or, sh-
legendary.
or shit happens. He's like,
Hmm.
oh man, what happened? This shit happens. Whatever.
Yeah.
You have to be there.
He
All
said,
right.
"Oh my god, that shit." He goes, "It happens."
Yes, bro.
T-shirt idea.
That movie has so many things that I watch it so many times, and I will notice something each time, and I still to this day use phrases from that movie.
Mm.
You know.
Chances are you used those phrases before the movie. The movie uses a lot of cultural,
Okay, yeah, no, but no,
Yeah.
I'm talking about Forrest Gump isms.
Oh, okay.
Like stupid as stupid does.
Uh
Like
huh.
that's the Forrest Gump ism. You never heard that before,
Absolutely. Yep.
unless you grew up in Alabama.
Yeah.
Which I doubt. But I literally own a Forrest Gump Alabama jersey. So when he went to
That's
college,
dope.
when he went
Should
to
have wore it today.
first of all, I ordered it from Wish, and I was scared that it was going to be Asian sizes, so it was going to be
It
medium.
is. It is. It
No,
is.
this was
No.
super baggy, bro. Like I can jump out of a plane and use it as a parachute. It's huge. So like I was thinking about for the man cave of actually getting it framed as if he's like a real player and just putting it on the wall. Because all Forrest Gump did was run straight. They had to tell
That's
him when
true.
to stop. Run, Forrest. Great movie. Great actor. Let's move on to the next one. Next we have the movie Halloween with Michael Myers, the character, Jason,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Right? And
Jason Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees, exactly. Um, I like the franchise. I feel like they've done too much with it, you know.
Okay.
But sometimes they'll surprise you. Like for example, Jason X, in space, wasn't feeling that. It was horrible.
That's what you call milking the franchise.
And that's what I don't appreciate,
Hmm.
man. I don't appreciate that. But so the tidbit, the nice little gem that I found out about that is the character Jason. Well, actually, Michael Myers, excuse me, from Halloween. Do you know where his mask was? Where they got that face from?
What do you mean, the face?
Yeah, the
Or
face.
his mask?
Yeah,
What do you mean? Wait,
not
I don't
Jason.
understand.
Talking about Michael Myers.
Okay, where his mask was what created from? What
Yes.
was it like cookies or some shit? I don't know.
No, not molded from. Like, why does he look like this?
I don't know.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So, believe it or not, it's pretty crazy. His face was a mask that's from William Shatner from Star Trek. And what they did was they widened out the eyes, they
Uh,
teased out the hair, and painted the face white.
is
Right?
that true?
It's a true story. I'm gonna show you. So you saw
Yeah,
that.
I got. If you have it, oh my god, that is crazy.
How crazy is that? And that became the franchise, bro.
That is crazy. That is awesome.
Yo, it's insane.
Yeah,
It's like who no one could see that this face, right? No one could
right.
see this face and say, "Hey, yeah, that
That's
looks like
William
that's
Shatner.
William
Oh,
Shatner, bro." That means that he should have been getting paid this whole time.
oh,
That means that
absolutely.
people are scared of William Shatner in real life because
Yep.
pretty crazy. But it's a funny little gem that we didn't know about,
Little gem, little gemmy gem.
you know.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
was.
funny. I would have never guessed that. I know that, you know. Next up we have Keanu Reeves.
Love that guy, man. Just
That
wanna
guy,
wanna hug him and kiss him and tell him everything's gonna be all right.
I'll tell you right now. Do you know what his name means?
I used to cool breeze or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's a cool breeze over the mountains, bro. He's the coolest dude I
Yeah.
know, yo.
Uh huh.
That's crazy, man. Keanu Reeves is the man. Like he's
Yeah.
such a humble guy. He takes the training just like anybody else. He's not a person who strives to just get money. You know
Yeah. He's on my very very short list of actors I have to meet before I die, man.
how you gonna make that happen?
I don't know, man. That's why I'm jumping into acting game, bro. I'm gonna sneak my ass in one of those movies. Watch, you're gonna see me in John Wick 15 or some shit
My God.
in a wheelchair.
Oh my
Yo,
God.
you never know with all these damn new laws they having where you have to have all this inclusion and all this diversity.
Mhm.
In 15 years, man, I might be in a wheelchair and part of a disabled thing. And yeah, you gotta put me in the movie, man. You don't got one non-wheelchair person there. Let me roll up in this bitch.
Literally, and then I gotta knock you over, and then
There
that's
you
gonna be
go.
the part.
That's my scene. Fuck it.
You're gonna be that guy. Like, all right, on this scene, don't look into the camera, and then, action,
Pow.
and then gonna cut it off. I can't. You know. But
Yeah, that's not me.
Keanu Reeves has been through a bunch of really hard things, man. Uh he lost a baby, unfortunately. Um, then the strain on that put caused the relationship to break up. They broke up, and then his ex died in a car accident.
Yeah.
Bro, it's just like one thing after the other after the other.
Tragic story. He gave up on life after that pretty much. Like he
Yeah,
didn't want to date nobody. He just said fuck
yeah,
life.
absolutely, and and rightfully so, man. I mean, it's a very hard thing to overcome. So he's come a long way, man. And to be such a humble guy, he seems like he's so appreciative to everything he has, and I think that was a big part of molding him in terms of being in Hollywood and not just chasing the dollar, man. You know,
Right.
you want to be involved in projects that you believe in. Like, this is a good script. I want to do this. And in
Yeah.
all honesty, I looked up a bunch of movies he's done. He's done stuff all over the spectrum, bro. Because
Yeah.
not everything that he does, I'm like,
It's a
yo,
blockbuster, right? It's not a blockbuster.
and it doesn't have to be. Like, like he, like let me see if I can go through some of his joints, right?
He has some
What?
subpar acting moments that
Yeah.
actually become like legendary.
Well,
like I like in John Wick, right? There's this scene where, they ask him, "So are you back?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm starting to think I'm back." Like I think he underperformed that scene. He didn't sell it. I didn't believe it, but it became like a little classic scene in that film.
yeah, definitely. Pretty funny, man. But so like some of his movies, I loved him in Point Break. I love that whole movie. That
All right,
movie, classic to me. You ever seen it?
of course. Come on, man. Patrick
Yeah,
Swayze.
Patrick Swayze jumping out of planes, bank
Stealth.
robbers with the mask. It was
Yep.
awesome. I love that movie. And he did a lot of his own stunts in that movie, bro.
Yeah, he
He,
was young. We all do a
that
lot of
is
stupid shit when we're young.
that doesn't mean anything, like
Hell yeah.
not
Oh,
everyone. No, bro, he was jumping out of planes. He wasn't jumping from a second floor story. He wasn't fighting. He
uh,
was jumping out of planes wearing a t-shirt and like a hidden friggin' mini parachute. And if that doesn't open up, you're fucked. Okay, so
this is
like
true. Yeah,
don't downplay that. That's pretty serious, man. God
it
bless him.
is.
So like he was in Speed. Speed was a great franchise.
Sandra
I didn't
Bullock.
I didn't need for it to keep coming back, but they did. They milked it for as long as they can. Obviously, Matrix series was amazing. That movie was amazing. That's a great project to be a part of. 47 Ronin. I enjoyed that. I
That movie was visually beautiful, man.
it was. In fact, I want to. I feel sometimes I get urges to watch random movies, man.
Yeah,
And I just look at my collection and just go from movie to movie, and I go, that's it. And I'll watch. It could be from any genre. It could be from any time period. I just get in the mood to watch it, and I watch it.
yeah.
But all right, let's see what else. John Wick series, pretty good, and they got more on the horizon. So like they're coming, and uh,
Yeah.
as I see here, John Wick Chapter 4 pre-production, John Wick Chapter 5 pre-production, uh,
Damn.
2022. Like these movies are coming out. There's obviously a huge fan base, and I heard in Australia they had a
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves event where everyone dressed like all his characters,
That's dope.
and
That's
then
dope. That's true fandom.
he went there acting like Bill and Ted.
Oh, really?
Out of all his characters, he went there with like an ACDC shirt.
I think Bill and Ted is
Yeah.
like his most normal character. Like I think that I personally think that's like him in his most natural state.
Well, that's the thing.
An
Like,
exaggerated version of who he is.
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And in all honesty, it was it didn't expect it to blow up as big as it did, and it did.
Yeah, had
And
a cult
you know,
following.
it did. And I guess a part of it was the time period I watched it in and my age. If I
Mm.
was in my 20s or 30s, I might not have liked that movie. I'll be honest. They came out with a movie recently, Bill and Ted. I don't want to watch it. I think I watched like 1 minute of it, and I was like, I don't have the patience to hear these accents for the whole movie.
Yeah, and it's something that I don't think he aged. It doesn't age well. It's like he's
And,
trying to play the same character. He's like 400. It's like
there was nothing in
he's
the middle. It went from when they were
yeah,
younger.
he's got like all these wrinkles and stuff. He's like, dude,
But you know what? Sometimes it's one of those things when you do a role well,
uh,
and everybody sees you and you're known for that role. Do
they
it
want you to
again.
do the back. Yeah,
Do it
exactly.
again.
He
You know.
didn't, he didn't want to do it again. They twisted his arm. He didn't need the money. He just like, I'm gonna give the fans what they want. He probably gave that money away to like a turtle somewhere and shit.
Yep, yep. So another gem. When they asked him to reprise his role in Speed 2, uh, he
Hell
turned it
no.
down because he didn't like the script. And
Yep.
instead, he chose to tour with his band and play Hamlet in an 800-seat theater production in Winnipeg, turning down $11 million for the role in Speed 2, which resulted in him being blacklisted by 20th Century Fox for 10 years.
So
For,
that's
for 10 years, bro.
it was their loss, not for nothing. At least it wasn't like if Hollywood blacklisted him. It was one production company, one studio.
A lot of these studios are hand in hand, and 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 when you're blacklisted, now all of a sudden you have that reputation, and it happens all across the board. It happens in sports. It
Nah,
happens.
see, that was being malicious. I don't think if it was like something valid, like if he did something that was
Think about it.
frowned upon, but just because you didn't accept the role, you want to blacklist somebody, that's your loss. I
It's more
guarantee
than
you,
that.
it didn't hurt his career one bit.
But it's more than that. I think now it hasn't because of how successful he's been. But if you think about it, they were
Hmm.
able to spin it how they wanted to spin it. Because think about it. I gave you a bunch of facts in there. Number one, he turned it down. He didn't like the script, right? What did he end up doing? He ended up
A passion
touring,
project. A passion project. Yeah.
and then playing Hamlet in an 800-seat theater. Now,
Not because he didn't have a choice though. That's because something he wanted to do.
but my point is that the studio, when talking to all their other friends and everything in the industry, they said, you know what this guy did? He turned down all this money just so
He- yeah,
like he's
I
not
think you're
all
reading
there.
into that the wrong way though. I think you're reading it. I don't think that we did the Hamilton because he had no other options. Like some actors really want to try to like
No,
get that stage work.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that
Oh.
at all. What I am saying, I respect the dude. Uh, he turned down the script because he didn't like it, right?
Mhm.
And that happens so many times. They rush a movie. It's horrible script writing. It's a boring movie. But guess what? People want to see the movie because the sequel, the first one did so well, right?
Mhm.
So he turned it down. I respect that completely. But they didn't like it so much that they tossed dirt on his name to say, you know what this guy turned down all this money for? He, they try to make it seem like you're crazy.
I wonder how effective it was, though.
Think
I
about
would
it.
like to look at what he did during that. When did, as a matter of fact, let me just take a look at something real quick.
Did you
When
think?
did Speed Car 2 come out? I'm just
Did
curious.
you think Dave Chappelle was psycho for just disappearing to Africa?
Yes,
Why?
the media,
Okay, media. What you
the
hear?
way they spend it. Yeah, absolutely.
You're not hearing his side. But now, have you heard his side?
Yeah.
So his side was just basically it got so big so fast that he felt like they were forcing it. And when you start forcing something for something that was so natural and
It
as a
takes
passion
away.
project,
Yeah.
it's not the same. And you don't want to put your name on it. And they were just bigging up, we'll throw money at you. We'll keep throwing. And he was like, I don't need your money. I got money. So then he was like, I don't like this pressure. It's coming from everywhere. Think about it. Everywhere he went, he was a huge star. There was
Right.
no hiding from Chappelle show. And think about it, a show on Comedy Central is gonna be that big where it has that much effect on people all around the world. So he went to Africa where people didn't know him, or he can at least hide out and get his mind straight. I respect that. So
All right. Question. Back to your point with him. You said what was the studio that
so
blacklisted him?
it was 20th Century Fox.
All right. So check this out. I did a little research. Right. Speed 2 came out June 13, 1997.
Okay,
Guess what came out in 1999?
which one? Matrix. Good.
That's right. The Matrix.
Oh my! Yeah, man.
So 10 years of what? Not working for that studio? Fuck them.
But you got to understand. Listen, he is that anomaly that made something of himself. He is that. Think about it. For so many people, there's so many bright faces that show up on movies and like, oh, they have a great future ahead of them, and you don't see them in shit. Or if you do see them, it's not a great movie, right? And then all of a sudden, they just disappear. So he was that person who had the acting prowess, who who touched enough people because I feel like a lot of it is all having connections. Like, you know what, I have this
Yeah.
guy, the perfect guy for the role. Think about it. What? I wonder why they chose him to be Neo for
Because
Matrix.
Will Smith turned it down.
I did know that Will Smith turned it down, but think about it. Like you wanted somebody who this movie wasn't just like a basic just throwing punch type of thing. You had to really put in work.
Right.
So I mean, Keanu Reeves is one of those guys who is not scared to dedicate himself completely, man, completely.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got. All right, so the second and third Matrix movies earned more than $1.2 billion at the worldwide box office, and
Yep.
when it
At
was
the
all said and
WWE.
done, Keanu reportedly ended up giving away an estimated $75 million. That's amazing, bro.
Yep.
That's amazing. How do you not love this guy?
I love him, but for some reason, I love him as an actor. Right? There's a lot of scenes that he does really bad that stick out like a sore thumb.
But the
But
best,
I love him. But I love him. I swear to God. Like, have you seen Knock Knock?
no,
It's a Keanu Reeves movie. I want to say it's one of the indie films that he made, and it's about some guy. He's married or whatever. He's at home alone, and these two girls come along and they start messing with him, and he's had sex with them, and they framing him, and they put him on Facebook and the sex tape. And there's a scene in there, he's trying to defend himself because they threw himself at him, and he was like, "It was free pizza, man. It was fucking free pizza." I was like, "That's the best line you could write."
but my question is, he didn't write the. Did he write that?
No, that's why I said I think that he wrote it. He wait. It was a film directed by Eli Roth, who also co-wrote the script with Guillermo. No, he didn't write it.
You can't. Yeah, see, so you can't. You got to be able to see what's what. Was this acting that bad, or was
No, no, no. It was just that scene. I didn't like that scene.
bro? Like you're gonna get. You're gonna have to read a script, and whether you like it or not, just do it. So, um, let me see what else I got. He's been known to take pay cuts for movies to help pay for alternative needs. He offered up $1 million of his paycheck in The Devil's Advocate so Al Pacino could be cast.
Yep, I knew about that.
Oh, like Al Pacino and Keanu together, they both will make that movie. So if he doesn't give up that $1 million, who do they get to play Pacino?
I'm wondering though, like how was Pacino that much of a stickler? Like, I need 1 more million. I know you gave me 49, but I need that one more. How
Yeah,
petty is that shit? Pacino
doesn't.
said, "Nope, I want $49 million on the fucking dot, every fucking penny."
You got to work on that Pacino, but it was funny. All right, so let's see. Even with all the money he's given out, Keanu Reeves is one of the highest paid actors in the world. Between Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions, he's earned a total income of $156 million. Meanwhile, most highly paid actors earn around $20 to $30 million salary.
Yeah.
Um, Stunt directors for John Wick have expressed how impressed they were with Reeves with his dedication. Usually, actors only train for 8 weeks for a movie. However, Keanu trained for 6 months in order to perfect everything. They said that
Yep.
he performs 98% of the stunts, and the other 2% is just what insurance won't cover.
Smart.
That is crazy. That is crazy, man. So,
Yeah.
let me see. Um, I got this right here.
Mhm.
In the Matrix, kung fu choreographer Wu Ping Yang initially refused to work on the film, and he hoped that by asking for an exorbitant fee, it would turn off the Wachowskis, and
Mhm.
it didn't. He next formulated what he considered to be an impossible request, and they basically agreed. And
Mhm.
ultimately, the last thing that they wanted time. The choreographer, the kung fu choreographer, he said, "Listen, give me 4 months with an actor, and I'll do it." And
Okay.
most people don't have 4 months to give. Because think
Mhm.
about it, outside of filming, that means 4 months of your life that
Training.
you're not making money. You're not
Right.
making money. You're dedicating yourself to your craft. And Keanu said, "Hell yeah, let's do this." He is amazing, man, for many 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 reasons, man. So in fact, I got a video showing him training in John Wick 2.
Oh, cool. Let's watch it.
Let's just check it out. Let me pull it up real quick. Uh, Lego.
The best RPG on PC is headed away. Download now on the Plarium Play Launcher and get.
We wanted a project that let us do something a little bit more from the human side of things. Instead of just training an actor to do choreography, we just made kind of pretty much one of the choreographers, one of our stuntmen. We pushed him harder than I think we've ever pushed anybody. We're seeing things on falls, we're on rolls. You see him do his own weapon. You see him do all his own design. You see him drive his car. You see him hit things with a car when it's really curious. So we kind of threw away the actor thing and just trained him as a stunt guy.
That was always the mantra. He's going to roll the camera and it's going to roll for 30 seconds and see how many people you can hose down with a pistol in 30 seconds.
That's demanding. It's really demanding as movie fighting goes.
We talked a lot about how could we make this one bigger and meaner, and we settled on the idea that we need to make Keanu better. Hence the long training period for Keanu Reeves.
Oh, he's sweating, bro.
So as I put the suit back on, I went back into training. The stunt team has a lot of experience training actors.
Whatever it is, he embraces it full-heartedly. He just goes full throttle the whole way.
That's dope.
Pretty dope, man. So I would like to know. Let me go back here. All right. I would like to know. I'm just curious. This is just a random question. He wears a suit for a lot of the movie, most of the movie. He's wearing a gi there, so I wonder. They have to get a suit that's perfectly fit so he can throw these punches and have enough leeway to be able to make these moves. Because a tight suit really limits your motion.
No, no, you'll be surprised. They have suits with like elasticity in all the joint pieces where you flex. So they got specially tailored suits for that kind of stuff.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty awesome. Huge amount of respect for that guy, man. He puts in the work, man, and he's not scared of it. And my hat goes off to him,
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So next, let's see who we got. We have Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Are you watch a lot of his movies? You like his movies? What's up?
I love the guy, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What's your favorite movie with him?
Damn. That's a good question. My favorite Keanu, not Keanu, I'm sorry.
Leo.
Leo, my favorite Leo movie. The one that comes up real quick, I gotta say Django, because I haven't seen like the Revenant or any of a lot of his more recent
Oh yeah,
movies. I know, I gotta watch that. But I really like how he went hard in Django. Oh, and The Wolf of Wall Street. I liked him in The Wolf of Wall Street.
he was great in the Wolf of Wall Street. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He saw that. I read something that a couple of them had to go to the hospital because they were sniffing they're sniffing a lot of coke in that movie, but they're not.
No, it wasn't Coke. It was actually a crushed vitamin.
Yeah, Kush vitamin. But my point is, he was sniffing so
Right.
much of it that
Yeah.
it just fucked them up, and they had to go to the hospital and everything, and be hospitalized.
I wonder like what kind of studying or what kind of like what do you look into when you're gonna play a high out of your fucking mind character, right? Because you saw the scene when the drugs kicked in after like 8 hours, and he's like, "Ah!" He couldn't walk.
That movie is insane, bro, and it's a long movie, but like, man, I love it.
You don't feel it though. You don't feel it.
I don't. I didn't feel it. I love it. Some people did, but like, I truly enjoyed it. What's his name? I'll tell you right now. Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill. It's my guy. He's talented. He's talented. I didn't know he had that much range. He got range.
I was shocked to see that he
Yeah.
did that movie, and that was definitely out of his comfort zone. That movie right there.
The guy
Wall Street, So
gifted, man.
so we're gonna talk. The first movie we're gonna talk about with Leo is The Revenant, and he won an award for that movie. Not that it matters to me because I think he was great. I think
Right.
he's been owed one of those trophies for a while. But this is the industry. You got to play the game. You got to be liked. There's a lot of factors, and there's also a lot of competition.
Right.
So The Revenant, based on a true story, a lot of people didn't know. Do you know what The Revenant means?
No, I can look it up. I have Google.
I got you right here, buddy.
Uh,
In simplest terms, a revenant is a dead spirit that comes back to life to terrorize the living. In terms of the movie, Hugh Glass, Leonardo DiCaprio, survives the bear attack, crawls from the shadow grave that he was left in, and metaphorically comes back to life to terrorize those who betrayed him. Later stating, "I ain't afraid to die anymore. I done it already."
nice.
Pretty crazy. I didn't know that. I had to look that one up. So it's based on a true story, man, and there was a lot of big things that happened. So I mean, it's gonna be a spoiler. I got a video to show you. It's very violent, but it's just one scene. It's a great movie nonetheless.
Uh-huh.
Let me show you. So since it was based on a true story, which I had no idea about, this is the guy he was modeled after, Hugh Glass.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Wow.
let me remove this banner real quick. All right. So yeah. So they give you like a little breakdown of each of them. Leo. I think his look went well with this. Like with him growing his
Yeah.
beard, his hair, and everything.
Mhm.
But I don't want to tell you too much about the film itself. But
I'll check it out.
very good, very good. Give you some more information I got here. Um, the bear that attacked him in the movie that
Mhm.
deserved an award, a trophy as well. That was based on a true story. That was real. So although there was no eyewitnesses, the story is true that he was attacked by a bear and he almost died and he was left for dead and it's a very powerful movie. He was left for dead, which this is a fun fact that that was true. I had no idea, man.
Mhm.
It's pretty crazy. It's a very 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 powerful flick. You want to see that bear scene?
Go for it.
So do you know what happened?
The bear found him attractive and tried to give him hickey, but bears can't give hickeys. They have big teeth.
Well, you're gonna find out. You are gonna find out, my friend. Here we go. Let's share this bad boy. Right. Boom.
That was tough.
Great scene, right?
That's the first time I seen that.
Bro, you gotta watch that, man. I mean, it's
I was like,
Let's get out of here. Pretty crazy, right?
yeah.
Great scene, man. So he won an award for that. Not just that scene, but like that was a big part of it, and it actually gets crazier. Like I don't want to give up too much information, but it wasn't. It's one of those movies that doesn't require a lot of talking. They were in the wilderness. They were looking for furs, and they made a living off of that. And the movie is very powerful. It doesn't have to be a lot of dialogue. Very good.
All right.
So yeah. So next on the horizon we have Django Unchained, and
man.
huge fan of Quentin Tarantino's. Huge fan of everybody who was involved in that. Jamie Foxx did awesome.
Christoph Waltz.
He did awesome. I mean, I always hold that director in high regard in anything that he's involved in. He's such an artist. He's so creative. He's a creative energy in this world that not many can match. So when he chose Leonardo DiCaprio, I heard from reading some articles that he's actually very close, Leonardo DiCaprio, with Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest. So
Really?
yeah, it's like a random friendship that you wouldn't necessarily expect, like. So
Right.
he actually brought him to the set, and he was like, "Shit, man, this is really uncomfortable." He played a racist slave owner, and he really had to lay it on thick, man. And he did an amazing job. Jamie Foxx did it. Everyone did an amazing job. So there was a point where during filming, Leo had to stop mid-scene because he was having difficulties using so many racial slurs. And Samuel L. Jackson, who
Yep.
he
I
was
know about that.
great, pulled him aside, telling him, "Motherfucker,
They pay you to say,
it's just another Tuesday for us. Like,
right.
just do it. Don't worry. This is a movie, bro. Yeah, we know that it's not real." So he definitely did a great job, and he sold that role, man. If you hate somebody in the movie and they're playing a villain, you did a great job. And
Yeah, man.
he definitely did that. I wanted to share a video of a dinner scene. So the dinner scene, basically, in case you haven't seen it, let's see. He finds out he's been tricked by Jamie Foxx. Right? Jamie Foxx wanted to get his wife, and what was the other character's name?
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. So both of them together, they go together, and they're pretending that they want to buy a fighter, and he has a bunch of black fighters that are just basically they
Mandingo fighting.
exactly. So it's pretty intense, man. It's some very powerful scenes, and they're pretending like they want one of his fighters, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want your best fighter. We want your next one under it, or your third place fighter. We're not gonna affect your money because he made money on this. He gambles on these people's lives, and there's a certain amount of fights that each one of these slave fighters and Negro fighters have to complete before he can free them. And that's if you survive, because you could die because they're fighting to the death most times.
Yeah.
So they go in there on the premise of we want to buy one of your Mandingo fighters. Then one of his slaves was Jamie Foxx's wife, which they found out, and she speaks German.
Right.
So he was saying, "Hey, I want to buy her from you because it reminds me of home. I'm German, and why not get a slave that speaks German?" So he was really considering it, and they're at this table, and Samuel L. Jackson, who was Leonardo DiCaprio's slave, he caught on, and he read all the signs, and he told Leonardo DiCaprio, "Hey, they're pulling one over your eyes." So this scene actually shows him
Revealing. I know.
Yeah,
I know what the
you
fuck
ain't
is
catching
going
me.
on.
And there's some very deep monologues in this.
You know what I want you to do in this scene?
Mm.
Look at Samuel L. Jackson's reaction.
Okay. Well, let's see what scene. If I chose the right scene, but
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the dinner scene.
All right, hold on. Let me try to get this queued up real quick. Oh man, where'd you go? I gotta pull it up then. Hold on. Bear with me. I'll look it up. All right, so I'm typing in. Let's see, Django.
Oh, you didn't have it queued up?
I did, but I don't know what happened to it, so I gotta find it. Table scene 2. Let me see.
Right.
So, before I play it, I'm just trying to see. 413. I think it's this one. There. So as he's speaking, he slams his fist on the ground and breaks a glass and slices his hand, and he is bleeding profusely, and the actors are all looking at him like, "You're gonna cut?" And he just kept on, and he kept on, and he did the whole scene with his hand bloody. And
Yo, look at Jamie Foxx's face, Christoph Waltz, and look at Sam Jackson. The look on their face, you can see they're no longer acting, bro.
absolutely. So, and then when the scene was over,
Kerry Washington definitely wasn't acting. She was
she-
mortified.
she was horrified. And Quentin Tarantino, when the scene was over, cut and just started applauding. He was like,
Yeah.
I can't. That was amazing. That was amazing. And it's way to, you're basically freestyling from that point on, and he used that cut for the movie, and it went well. So let's see if I can get this bad boy up and running. All right. Bam, bam. See if I can get this. You see it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move.
And I bet you so
Bang.
Intense.
Absolutely. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Whew. Yeah, man. That was powerful on many levels, but I enjoyed that. And Quentin Tarantino, man, that script was awesome.
Absolutely, man.
But
I think a lot of people knew about that because that was something that they advertised a lot. That was like one of those things that I think everybody and mama knew about. That I'm not so much if that was a did you know kind of thing.
Okay, how about this?
Shoot.
Leonardo DiCaprio, during that movie, started an axe throwing competition.
Really?
And he was taking everyone's money, and they had someone that they hired to teach you how to be a frontiersman. And what he didn't tell people was that he already trained how to throw axes
he was hustling
in gangs of New York. So he was taking everyone's money, but he really knew how to throw axes.
Nice.
Yeah, man, pretty good stuff. Yeah, man. So moving on. Finally, we have Heath Ledger,
right?
The man. Like Heath Ledger was amazing on many spectrums, and he was underestimated. He was a heartthrob. He was a good-looking dude. So by the time they were looking to cast for the movie Batman. His name would never have came up as one of the possible candidates to play the Joker. Now, the Joker is obviously one of the baddest bad guys of all time, if you think about it, right? You have Freddy Krueger, you have the Joker, you have Darth Vader, you have Hannibal. These are bad guys that people were scared. People were really scared of them, So you need to choose the right person to play Joker because he's mad, he's crazy, but you have to do it a certain way. You know, and I have a list of all the people who've played the Joker, and you know, a lot of people like to compare them. You know,
Yeah.
but are there any bad guys you want to throw in there?
Bad guys. Thanos.
Thanos was a very bad guy, but he
He's a
just
very good bad guy.
yeah, but you get what I'm saying, right? Bad be the good, right?
Mhm.
But he just got to the movies, you know, like they started telling his story on the screen recently, unless you were a comic book guy. So
Right.
you know, Freddy Krueger, man, had people scared to go to sleep, bro.
This is true.
I was
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was terrified. Like it really hit us at a time where we were like, "Whoa, this is serious!" And it wasn't just kids; it was adults too. You know, although they milked that franchise for all it was worth, but you know. So let's go through a little history of the Joker character. So first off, we have Cesar Romero from the 1960s Batman show, and he was very I don't know how do I want to call it. Back then, he was very like happy, like a happy clown.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm crazy, you know, like that was the way he played it. Then you have the Man, Jack Nicholson, in the 1989 Batman movie, which was amazing. Now, one thing I realized about the Batmans, what changes, you know, you have the same character, you know, they're just rebooting it in a different way. The environments feel different. So, for example, in the 1989 Batman movie, you were in Gotham City, and the way it was filmed was in a way that was very comic booky, if that makes any sense. You
Right.
know, like you know, you have Jack Nicholson with his when he pulled out that super long gun. Bang! You know, like it was
Yeah.
like it felt like you were in this what was it what is it called, Metropolis? No, Gotham City.
Right.
Gotham City, right? It felt like you're in this comic universe. You know. Now, if you come all the way forward to let me see the current Batmans, those kind of feel like you're in New York City. You know, they make it feel more less comic-y, if that makes any sense during the movie. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jack Nicholson, he left his imprint on that role, man. He killed the hell out of the Joker character for that one. Next up we have Jared Leto. I like him.
Nope.
I don't like him in any form or fashion. That was in 2016 Suicide Squad. I don't think that version of even though he wasn't a big part of the movie, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't like it, and I felt like it was more visual than anything. And that environment was very, very neon. If
Neon environment.
yeah, it was like everything was just lights, and it was all about. I don't know how to explain it. Visually, that's what it was. So when they did his makeup, they made it look. I don't know. You know what? No, you know what it looked like. It looked like everybody was high. That whole movie, you're viewing it from the eyes of somebody
Right.
who's high. You know that's the way that Joker was. Next up, we have the voice who played the Joker in the animated series since 1992. You know who that is?
That's right.
Who is it?
Forgot his name. But
Mark-
he's,
Mark
Hamill.
Hamill, aka
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
has been voicing the Joker's voice since 1992 for the animated series, which is amazing because I didn't think he had that range. I had no idea that he's known to be Luke Skywalker, not freaking the Joker. But
Yeah.
hey, man, honestly, man, I think it's cool that movies have evolved to a point where people with very random voices
Mhm.
can make you have a good voice. You can be a character on a movie. Like
Voice actors, man, it's something I want to look into. Yeah.
that's a big thing, man. Back in the day, if you had a Ray Romano, right? You heard his voice, you're like, get out of here, weirdo. Nobody wants to hear your nasally voice. But now he's part of the Ice Age freaking franchise, and
Right.
he talks like that,
Ray Romano.
Ray, but so he was able to obviously have a very good. I think he's still to present day. He's still playing and doing that voice for the animated series.
Yeah.
Next we have for the 2019 movie. How do you say his name? Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that Joker at all. It was very dark, and that's not the reason why I didn't like it.
Mhm.
I respect that you have to make it your own.
Mhm.
I respect that you have to do your research and do what works well for you. What works well for Jack Nicholson is not going to work well for you. You
Right.
know, and you have to you got to make it your own. Um, I didn't like the 2019 Joker movie
Mhm.
because excuse me, because it showed him from his origin and what made him and how he was crazy and blah blah blah. But I don't see any connection to any of the Jokers going forward. That the character he played there, I could never see turning into the Joker of any of the Batman movies.
Right.
So it felt like this is just a separate little kind of
Yeah, just
perspective.
disconnected, completely disconnected from the actual DC universe.
I didn't like it.
Mhm.
His rendition didn't.
They should not call it a Joker. They should have just made it something else. I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
Well, that was the only thing they were going to call it. But listen, I mean, I should have looked up how much they made off of that. But
$1 billion.
is that what it was? Do you know that for sure?
Over $1 billion. Yeah, look it up. $1 billion. Over $1 billion. That movie was crazy.
Let's see.
People loved it. I don't know why. I don't get it.
Is this over $1 billion, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so disappointed. Like, it is what it is, bro. I think timing is everything. Also,
Right.
when it came out, I don't know what was out, but Joker was like everyone started mimicking the scene where he was going down the stairs and everything, and
Yeah.
eh, eh, eh. But more on the interesting spectrum. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. So do you know the characters for that were the actors who were considered to play the Joker before Heath Ledger was even chosen?
No.
It's a pretty crazy list, man, and I would have never guessed it. It's pretty funky, but let me show you. Robin
Fuck
Williams,
out of here.
Robin Williams, the
That would have been a totally different. Each one of these would have been a completely different rendition.
absolutely Steve Carell, Adrian Brody, Hugo Weaving, and they even considered Paul Bettany. Now, check this out, right? I'll leave this up for a little bit, right? First of all, Steve Carell, absolutely not. Stop it, never. He does this.
Not for that movie.
He does this very silly type of comedy type of bit. Absolutely, just do not see him in that role. Huge amount of respect for Robin Williams, rest in peace. But this role has been known to be so dark, and I don't see that with Robin Williams and having that range to go down this road of the Joker.
Right.
Adrian Brody kind of looks like a little bit like the Joker a little bit here, but and Hugo Weaving, who's also in Matrix and also in V for Vendetta, is an amazing actor
Yeah.
with tons of experience. But I don't see it.
Right.
Now, one person I'll talk about that. One person I forgot to mention on the list of people who play Jokers. They got the Gotham series where they have a Joker. Is the redheaded guy from Shameless who plays the Joker. I can't really talk on that. I've never seen it. I heard
Right.
I heard he did good things with it, but this is a TV show I never really got into. But nonetheless, I don't see it. So Heath Ledger actually reached out to the director and Christopher Nolan and basically said, "Listen, man, I'm really interested in this." And
Really?
at that time, he won the award for Brokeback Mountain. And think about it, very popular, good-looking kid. All the things that you played in, nothing is dark.
Right.
So you're like, yeah, okay, pretty boy, whatever you say. He goes, no, you don't understand. I want this more than anything. Let me prove to you. So he proved to him, and he became the guy, and he killed it, man. He killed it. So what I wanted to do was really talk about what he put into it. Like, so for example, He actually inspired. He was inspired by a jazz musician. So the way he speaks and his
Hmm.
mannerisms were actually mimicked from this artist named Tom Waits. And I've never heard of him, you know. But when I saw the footage, I was like, "Holy shit! That
That's
guy,
Joker.
that's the Joker!" Like, you know, and it went well. It went well. You
Yeah.
know, it's actually pretty cool. I'll show you that. In fact, let me show you that now. Let me pull that up. Um,
I have a growing level of popularity
Yep.
throughout the intercontinental United States, Japan, and I travel extensively in Europe as well.
Hmm.
No, I don't do half bad.
They tell me you have a new market now in Ireland. Is that true?
I've performed in Dublin and done very well there as well.
Bro, he
You look
sounds just
a
like the
leprechaun.
Joker.
You should do
Absolutely.
Well, I'm also big in Philadelphia.
And this is just how he is.
I feel like I'm at my grandmother's.
Right.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So there's no denying that he modeled his Joker after this artist, you know, and Tom Waits, and he did an amazing job, and it went well. A little bit more. Heath Ledger locked himself into a hotel room for over a month. Now he spoke with Jack Nicholson and he gave his advice. He said, "Hey, I want your blessing. You got any advice?" And he said, "Don't let it take you down to don't let it take you down to those depths. Don't stay there because to play this maniac, you have to become a little crazy." And that's what he did. He stayed in this hotel room, didn't leave, just started laughing and laughing and laughing until he felt he had the right laugh. He started working on little mannerisms and little ticks that really went well with it. One thing that the Joker does, I have another video, and it shows all his best scenes in the movie, which are great. But if you notice, he does a lot of, he does like
Yeah.
he sticks his tongue out, like, and that was something that was added not on purpose. He
Right. It's
had
probably the makeup bothers him and shit.
well, the prosthetics. You have to be careful because it's a very thin. It can be stretched, and then you have to go back to the makeup room, and it takes a bunch of hours. So that was his way of keeping it moist, so it wouldn't tear for whatever reason. But it became a big tick that he utilized, and it went well with the character, and it was freaking masterful. You know. But yeah, man. You know, you got any opinions on that?
No, man. It was an incredible performance, man. He was great. I enjoyed him. When I first heard he was cast, I was like, boo. When I watched the movie, I was like, holy shit.
Everybody was, man. I'm very sad that he can't be with us no more. And after the movie, he did some other movie where he was in some type of clown outfit.
It was
And
like the Imaginarium of Doctor some
it
shit.
was very like, funky, but you could tell he wasn't in the right mental headspace. And also, when he was in that hotel room, he was, just kind of driving himself crazy, and he made himself a book. And then that book was full of just like very sick and deranged things that he used as a reference guide to help him get him back in that mode. So when he was on the set, people love Heath Ledger. Hey, can I take a picture with you? Can I get a hug? He was still very positive, but he had to snap back into that mentality before he started filming. So he would go
Right.
back to his book and look through it at these disturbing things that he would write there or glue inside it. And it was just like it was a Joker book. And it helped him get back into character, Pretty cool stuff, man. I mean, it's amazing, what he did to get there. And there were people who were just like in awe, just being opposite him on the screen. Anybody who you interview is like, yo, this guy blew it out the water. So
Killed it.
I would like to share this best of Joker. It's a little bit long, but you're gonna enjoy it. All right, so let's jump into that. And commercials.
Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
Get out of here. Davis! Man, we're gonna have to move him now.
I'm a 20-year man, and I know the difference between punks who need a little lesson in manners and the freaks like you who would just enjoy it. And you killed 6 of my friends.
Little fight now. I like that. You see, a guy like me,
Freak.
a guy like me. Look, listen. I know why you choose to have your little group therapy sessions in broad daylight.
Right.
I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman. Why don't we cut you up into little pieces and feed you to your pooches? And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is. And herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit.
I like this.
So, me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. He turns to me and he says, "Why so serious?"
Yes. Epic.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, man.
So on that note, man, I just want to give a big shout out to our brother Heath Ledger, man. Gone but not forgotten, man.
Right. I actually have a few did you knows that I'd like to share with you.
Fresh. Bring it on.
Check it out. All right. See if I get this correct. Did you know that the first porn movie was a French film in 1908 called Le Coeur d'Or or some shit like that?
Okay.
1908. It was a 4-minute film. A 4-minute film. It was about a couple coming home to find their maid pleasuring herself to a vacuum. And the most interesting about that was that I didn't know they had vacuums in 1908. So I had to look it up. The vacuum was invented in 1903, so they had them for 5 years.
Okay, so they were well off.
So it's essentially a 4-minute porn, right? So another little piece of did you know?
But tell me, what does that connect with though? That you're bringing it up.
It's just a did you know thing.
Is it not a movie? Did you know?
Yeah, it's the first porn.
God. Lord, I get it, bro. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Did you know who was almost casted as the Terminator?
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, so check this out, right? They wanted, who was it? What's the company that was doing it? I forget the name of the company. Anyway, they actually wanted Arnold to play the lead role of Kyle, whatever his name is, right? And James Cameron had a problem with that. He was like, if Arnold is the lead role, then whoever's going to play the Terminator also has to be a hulking, pretty big guy to go toe-to-toe with Terminator. So the studio suggested O.J. Simpson to play the T-800.
Shut up.
I kid you not. I kid you not. So
Bro.
this is the funny. Do you want to know why they didn't take O.J. Simpson?
Why?
Because they thought he was too nice and wouldn't be convincing as a killer.
Poetic, bro.
Shit you not. Those are facts.
Blows my mind. Are you kidding me?
I kid you not. Those are the facts. Yeah.
He-
They said
he would've been
O.J. Simpson doesn't come off as a killer. He's too nice.
He would have been a smiling Terminator. Like,
But the guy killed his wife and his girlfriend, so the idea is just like, really? He sounds perfect for the job in retrospect, right?
what does that teach you? Don't sleep on nobody.
There you go. You never know.
Don't sleep on Heath Ledger. Don't sleep on O.J. Simpson.
I want to share my screen with you for a second because something I want to share with you really quick. All right. What you see there is the Velociraptor, right?
Yes.
So did you know all the sounds they use to get the one sound for the Velociraptor is a tortoise, an African crane, a horse, a debarked dog, a goose, human vocals, a walrus, a dolphin, and just a composite mix. But have you ever heard the sound a tortoise makes?
I heard it was a tortoise mating, but
Yes.
but I've never heard that.
All right, so all right, listen to this the sound that the Velociraptor makes, right? This is it. Hold on. Let me just play it. Hold on. Uh-oh. Listen. Hear that? Hear that bark?
No, I think you didn't add the audio.
All right. I don't think you gave me the option. Don't tell me that.
So I'll look it up. I'll look it up for you. What do you want me to type in?
All right, I'll show you my list. Hold on. Can I show you my list?
Okay, Jurassic Park Raptor call. Let me look it up. Hold on.
All right, copy. Hold on. I'm going to send you something in the chats. All right, can you see this?
Let me copy that bad boy. Bang, bang.
What comes up?
Oh, let me type it in. There we go. All right, pause that bad boy.
Share it.
Share it. So, no, let's remove this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Now, bang. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. You hear that bark? All right, now, all right, stop it. Stop it there. All right, now the other, I sent you another link. Play that one. This is the sound of two tortoises fucking. It's the same.
All right, hold on. Let me get it.
Yo, it's hilarious, yo, because the tortoises, they lift both their legs and they go in, they go.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Hold that thought. I had no idea we were doing an Animal Planet show. All right.
Listen. Yeah, look at his back legs. Look at his back legs. Look. Aye! He going in. Look at the legs. Look at the legs.
Oh my God.
Watch the legs. Ooh. Yo, both his legs come up. So when he goes in, when he going in, watch. Look
Bro.
at the back legs. Keep watching. Oh. So it makes you think of that scene. It makes you think of that scene a little bit different, knowing that they were using a tortoise mating call. The Velociraptors were trying to fuck those kids.
I guess. Sure.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, that's a little bit of a reach, but
Yeah. Hey,
it's hilarious that they actually did that. You know, it's hilarious that they mesh all those things, and there's no way from listening to it. You know, that sounds like two tortoises mating. Like no one's gonna.
No, not at all.
But it's a very interesting, cool. Did you know?
I got one last one for you. All right, in The Exorcist, right? Hold on 1 second. In The Exorcist, there was the scene where she's getting the brain scan, and one of the doctors there, he's a radiologist or radiant. I don't even know how the hell to say the damn name, but he has a small part in the movie. I'm trying to find this shit for you. Hold on. Okay, I'll send it to you right now. Okay, hold on. All right. I'm gonna send it to you right now. All right. So just play the scene at the 24-second mark.
Okay. 24-second. Let's see what we got here. Oh, hold on. All right. Let me share this.
And you can stop it at like the 35-second mark.
Okay.
34-second mark. All right, this guy right here. His name is Paul Bateman. Paul Bateson.
Okay.
He was convicted of murder in 1979 of this, what do you call it? He was convicted of a gay journalist in 1979. I think it was after he did this film or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to connect him to a series of gay murders at that time, because at that time there was a lot of hate crimes going on in the U.S. and people from the gay population were being found dead, and the police weren't taking it seriously enough, and just like it was like a whole bunch of unsolved gay murder cases. And he was convicted of killing this one journalist, which his name was Addison Verrill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of crazy how you go from being an actor to a murderer.
Huh. Yeah. Very, 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 very disturbing. That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty disturbing movie to even be in the first place. So
right,
they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow, that's some random bit of information there, guy.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. Anything else you want to share?
Nah, man, I'm good, bro.
All right, cool. Well, listen, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode. Pretty soon we'll let you know what's next on the horizon. If you have any feedback, thank you guys for joining on the Facebook group. If you're interested in joining us, just let us know, whether it be reaching out to us directly or however you know us, whether it be through Facebook, whether it be through Instagram, however, whichever medium. YouTube, well, on all of the above. So thank you guys, man. I just want to remind you, man, do what you love, man.
And love what you do, man.
Peace out, y'all.
All right, man. Take care.
Later.
Later.